Shri Parashakti Vidyala CBSE Class 9th Standard Subject English.
Dear students, hope you fine. Today we are going to learn lesson 6 in textbook My Childhood. It is an extract taken from the autobiographical book Wings of Fire by APJ Abdul Kalam. Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, whose projects in space, defense and nuclear technology guided India into the 21st century, became our 11th president in 2002. In his autobiography Wings of Fire, he speaks of his childhood. The story presents the incident related to his early life, his family background and his forbearance. I'll read the first two paragraphs. I was born into a middle-class Tamil family in the island town of Rameshwaram in the erstwhile Madras state. My father, Jainalabdin, had neither much formal education nor much wealth. Despite these disadvantages, he possessed great innate wisdom and a true generosity of spirit. He had an ideal helpmate in my mother, Ashiamma. I do not recall the exact number of people she fed every day, but I am quite certain that far more outsiders ate with us than all the members of our own family put together. I was one of many children, a short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome parents. We lived in our ancestral house, which was built in the middle of the 19th century. It was a fairly large Pakka house made of limestone and brick on the Mosque Street in Rameshwaram. My austere father used to avoid all inessential comforts and luxuries. However, all necessities were provided for in terms of food, medicine or clothes. In fact, I would say mine was a very secure childhood both materially and emotionally. Here I refer to Abdul Kalam. Erstwhile means former, innate means inborn, austere means simple, strict and severe. Abdul Kalam was born into a middle class Tamil family in Rameshwaram. His father's name was Jainaluddin and mother's name was Ashiamma. It describes his father as a wise and generous person. He felt happy when he helped others. He did not have much formal education and riches. He was a man of confidence and great wisdom. He avoided inessential comforts and luxuries. His mother was a noble and kind-hearted woman. She used to feed a large number of people. Abdul Kalam was one of many children. He was a short boy with rather undistinguished looks, born to tall and handsome parents. His family lived in an ancestral house on the Mosque Street. It was a fairly large Pakka house made of limestone and brick and was built in the middle of 19th century. Though not rich, his parents provided a secure childhood to their children. Now I'll read the third paragraph. The Second World War broke out in 1939 when I was 8 years old. For reasons I have never been able to understand, a sudden demand for tamarind seeds erupted in the market. I used to collect the seeds and sell them to a provision shop in Mosque Street. A day's collection would fetch me the princely sum of 1 anna. My brother-in-law Jalaluddin would tell me stories about the war, which I would later attempt to trace in the headlines in Dinamani. Our area, being isolated, was completely unaffected by the war, but soon India was forced to join the Allied forces and something like a state of emergency was declared. The first casualty came in the form of the suspension of the train halt at Rameshwaram station. The newspapers now had to be bundled and thrown out from the moving train on the Rameshwaram road between Rameshwaram and Dhanishkodi. That forced my cousin Samsuddin, who distributed newspapers in Rameshwaram, to look for a helping hand to catch the bundles, and as if naturally I filled the slot. Samsuddin helped me earn my first wages. Half a century later, I can still feel the surge of pride in earning my own money for the first time. Here, halt means stop. Allied forces, the armies of UK, USA and Russia during the Second World War. The Second World War was broke out in 1939 when Abdul Kalam was 8 years old. There was a sudden demand for tamarind seeds. He earned money by collecting tamarind seeds and selling them to a provision shop on the Mosque Street. A day's collection would fetch him 1 anna. Anna is an old Indian coin worth about 6 paise. During the Second World War, India was forced to join the Allied forces. Because of this, a state of emergency was declared and the trains halt at Rameshwaram station was suspended. The newspapers also came by the train. Now their bundles had to be thrown out from the moving train between Rameshwaram and Dhanishkodi. Abdul Kalam's cousin Samsuddin was a newspaper distributor in Rameshwaram. Now he needed a helping hand to collect the bundles. He found Abdul Kalam suitable hand for this job. Abdul Kalam accepted the job and earned his first wage. He felt very proud on earning his own money for the first time. He got lots of encouragement. Now I'll read the fourth paragraph. Every child is born with some inherited characteristics into a specific socio-economic and emotional environment and trained in certain ways by figures of authority. I inherited honesty and self-discipline from my father. From my mother, I inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness, and so did my 3 brothers and sisters. I had 3 close friends in my childhood, Ramanatha Sastri, Aravindan and Siva Prakashan. All these boys were from orthodox Hindu Brahmin families. As children, none of us ever felt any difference amongst ourselves because of our religious differences or upbringing. In fact, Ramanatha Sastri was the son of Pakshi Lakshmana Sastri, the high priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Later, he took over the priesthood of the Rameshwaram temple from his father. Aravindan went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims, and Siva Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Here, priesthood means religious practitioners, pilgrim means people visiting holy place. Abdul Kalam inherited values like honesty and self-discipline from his father. He inherited faith in goodness and deep kindness from his mother. He had 3 friends, Ramanatha Sastri, Aravindan and Siva Prakashan. They were his school friends. Ramanatha Sastri became a priest of the Rameshwaram temple. Aravindan went into the business of arranging transport for visiting pilgrims. Siva Prakashan became a catering contractor for the Southern Railways. Now I will read the 5th paragraph. During the annual Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam ceremony, our family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site, situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near our house. Events from the Ramayana and from the life of the Prophet were the bedtime stories my mother and grandmother would tell the children in our family. Here, ceremony means ritual. Sri Sita Rama Kalyanam was a ceremony held every year in Rameshwaram. During this ceremony, Abdul Kalam's family used to arrange boats with a special platform for carrying idols of the Lord from the temple to the marriage site. The marriage site was situated in the middle of the pond called Ramatirtha, which was near Abdul Kalam's house. Abdul Kalam's mother and grandmother used to tell stories and events from Ramayana and from the life of the Prophet. They were the bedtime stories for the children in their family. That's all for today, students. We'll learn some more interesting incidents which took place in Abdul Kalam's life in the next session. Thank you very much.